Mary, you're no good alone. Why are you sitting at home on the floor? What kind of pills are you on? Ringing the bell.
'Cause I'm just a girl living in captivity. Your rule of thumb makes me worrisome. Oh, I'm just a girl. What's my destiny? What has come to is making me numb. Oh, I'm just a girl. My apologies, but I've become so good at some. Well, I'm just a girl. Oh, lucky me. Feel numbness. Don't you know you spin me out of control? Ooh, 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 ooh. We can do this all night. Damn, this love is skin tight. Baby, come on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Booming like the bass drum. Sparking up a rhythm. Baby, come on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Rock my world into the sunlight. Make this dream the best I've ever known. Dirty dancing in the moonlight. Take me down like I'm a domino. Every second is a highlight. When we touch, don't ever let me go. Dirty dancing in the moonlight. Take me down like I'm a domino.
These are all the books I read in the month of March. I'm going to be giving each and single one of them a one-sentence review, and no, I will not be slowing down, so keep the fuck up, bitch. This cover alone was enough to give me an orgasm. This is genuinely one of the greatest books I've read this year. The storyline and the plot, amazing. The characters were to die for. The writing was not too flowery, but it was still beautiful. 5 out of 5. Only way I will ever willingly read straight smut is if it's written by Sally Rooney. This bitch can write smut like none other. I literally felt like I was on the bed with them doing it together. Like, it was amazing. The storyline in this book, phenomenal. Normal People, 4 out of 5. Such a good fucking book. Same as this one, 4 out of 5. If you want to cry your eyes out, go through a depressive episode, and question your life, read this book. This play was surprisingly good, but probably only because it had such low fucking expectations going in. This book was so fucking good. I loved it. I didn't even know it was about gay people. My only problem with it is that I recommended it to my Spanish teacher before I knew about all the hardcore gay smut that was happening in it. But, you know, live, laugh, love. This book was good, but it was really serving millennials trying to be Gen Z, and it was just not. It was not good. I lost the cover of this book at the beach. I know. But it was a really good read. I fucking loved the story. I learned so much reading this. Yay for the lesbians. Okay, that's it. Bye, bitch.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about the 4 books that I read in March. I was in a book slump this month, and I feel like everybody was. Like, everybody has been in a book slump in March, I swear. The first book that I read in March was You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. This I actually started sometime last year when I was in another book slump, but I actually really enjoyed the rest of this book. Apart from like the last 100 pages, they just seemed really, really rushed, and like the book just needed to be longer, in my opinion, and things more spread out. But yeah, I gave this a 3.75. The next book I read actually probably definitely put me in the worst bit of my slump, and that was Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I don't get why this book has so much hype. I did not really like it that much. I just felt like there was a whole lot of nothing in this book. Like, I know it's literary fiction, but like there wasn't much to it. Yeah, I gave this a 2 out of 5. The next book I read, I was still in a slump when I read it, was Marriage for One by Ella Mays. I was so excited to read this book. I picked this up because I thought it would get me out of my book slump, but I think actually I should have read it while I wasn't in a book slump because it is so long, and yeah, it probably affected the rating of it, if I'm honest. So yeah, I gave this a 3.5. The next and final book that I read this month was Throttled by Lauren Asher. I am so glad that I picked this to read next. This has gotten me out of the book slump and I feel like I'm in love with reading again. yeah, I loved the characters in this book, I loved the plot in this book, and I cannot wait to read the next ones. I'm very excited about this series. But yeah, I gave this a 4.25 out of 5, so a good book to end the month on.
I have had a banger of a reading month in March, guys. I've read 11 books, which is crazy for me. So I'm just going to do a little wrap up for you guys. So first off, I'll start with Elle Kennedy. I read 3 of her books this month. I finished the Off-Campus series, so I read The Goal and the Legacy. I loved this series, you guys. I read it on Audible. This was the first book/series that I've ever read on audiobooks, and I am converted. They are so good. The Off-Campus series is a sports hockey romance, and it's just top tier. Garrett Graham, guys, seriously. The Deal was definitely my favorite. Then I moved straight on to the Briar Yu series. So The Chase is the first book, and it follows Summer and Fitz. I really liked this book. Really loved it. I did it on audio as well. Next, I finished the Bonds That Tie series by Jay Bree. So I read Tragic Bonds and Unbroken Bonds. You guys, if you haven't read this series, you need to. It is amazing. It's white shoes. It's a bit fantasy. It's just so good. Quick, easy reads too. I feel like you get really sucked in. Next, I started a new series, which is The Neverland Chronicles by T.S. Kinley. So my friend Ebony sent me a video of her TikTok page, and I was like, oh my god, that is amazing. I have to read that book. She has great videos that give you like a picture of the world and the characters, so check it out because it's going to make you want to read it. It is a Peter Pan retelling, and it's amazing. The 3rd book is on its way, coming out hopefully soon. We'll see. But yeah, I loved it. Then keeping on with the Peter Pan theme, the new Vicious Lost Boys book come out by Nikki St. Crow, so The Fae Princes. Loved it. I reckon this is actually my favorite book in the series. I devoured it. I read it in like not even 4 hours. So good. If you haven't read Nikki St. Crow's series, guys, you need to do it. It's a dark Peter Pan retelling, white shoes. And lastly, I read the St. View Prison series by Elle Thorpe. This was recommended to me by BookToker Hannah. And yeah, this series was amazing. It's like crack. I have read it so quickly. I read it on Kindle. Just go read it, honestly.